current time, rescue Kazekage. After Sasori's death, Madara, as Toby, Zetsu appears by collecting Sasori's ring. He expressed his interest in joining the Akatsuki, believing that finding the ring would give him membership. They then found Deidara's arm and put on the ring, believing Deidara was dead as well. When Deidara shows up and demands that Toby give him his arm back, Toby refuses, pushing Deidara to funnily try and strangle him to death with his feet. 3 Arc Tales. Toby is accepted into Akatsuki as a replacement for Sasori and Deidara's new partner. He is assigned to catch the giant 3 turtles, and Deidara accompanies him. In the anime, during their search, they stop to get a bite to eat at a dango store, and Deidara anxiously waits to remove Toby's mask so she can see what it looks like underneath, but she turns around, hiding her face. When he finished dango, they parted and went in different directions. Toby finally finds the lake and sees Sakura, Shizune, Hinata, and Ino on the lake using the 4-corner ceiling barrier. He then realizes that this technique is for the 3-tails seal, and goes after Deidara to tell him about his discovery. After watching Toby Deidara kill 2 Anbus, he congratulated her. They both found 3 tails in the lake. Deidara uses clay to make him look outside, after which Toby Deidara tries to convince him to fight in his place. The beast began to chase him, and Deidara used one of the bombs on it while it was interrupted. The rest of the battle went unnoticed. Then, Toby began to talk about how his jutsu was perfect, and now he understood why he had been appointed to the mission. Deidara replied that she would not get away without her clay. Toby then fell asleep on top of the other 3 after making cheeky comments, much to the chagrin of Deidara, who woke him up by detonating a clay bomb next to him. Pursuit Uchiha Arc. Before sealing the 4-tails monkey, Akatsuki learns Sasuke has defeated Orochimaru. After the sealing was over, Deidara, angry that he should not have killed Orochimaru, Toby brought with him to kill Sasuke instead. They find and confront Sasuke, and Toby is tasked with providing assistance to Deidara during the battle. After some initial mockery of the duo, Sasuke surprised them both with extreme speed and ran the sword straight through Toby, apparently disemboweling him. Toby then suddenly stood up again, complaining about the speed of the attack. The battle eventually did not go in support of Deidara, so he used C0 in an attempt to kill Sasuke for losing his own life. Zetsu reported to the rest of the Akatsuki members that Toby had been killed as well, encouraging Sakit to comment that it was easily replaced. It will be revealed, however, that Toby was safe, as he met Pain and Conan in a mega cure. Toby, revealing himself as Madara, states that Sasuke is growing well. Noticing that Ichi was about to die soon, Madara ordered Pain to arrest Naruto Uzumaki, the host of 9 Tails. He then appears to distract the 8-man squad as Toby while Sasuke fights with Ichi. The Hidden Leaf Ninja have managed to impress him with their attacks, so Shinobu involuntarily fights Madara one by one. With his bug, Shino can spot in and catch Madara, but Madara is able to escape from this as well. Zetsu then comes to tell him that Sasuke has killed Ichi. Madara says that he already knows that this will be the result, and goes to see Sasuke. Before leaving, the Sharingan was defiled by Kakashi. Madara tends to Sasuke's wounds and, when he wakes up, is offered to talk about Ichi. Madara tries to make friends with Sasuke by removing the mask and exposing the Sharingan, something that causes Ichi's Mangekyo Sharingan into Sasuke's left eye shape and that makes him use Amaterasu on Madara, who will retreat into the darkness of the cave. After stopping the black fire, Madara then reappears with the mask back on, and begins to reflect on how Ichi never stopped to mesmerize her. After Sasuke asks what he is talking about, Madara reveals that Ichi has most likely arranged so that seeing the Sharingan will trigger Amaterasu. He is locked inside Sasuke. After Sasuke complains that he is absurd, Madara reveals that it is to protect him, and, while Sasuke still does not believe him, Madara says how everyone should sound crazy but convinces him that he is telling the truth, and introduces himself as someone who has helped Uchiha on a bad night. He tells Sasuke about the history of the Uchiha clan, the secret life of Uchiha, and how long he went to keep Sasuke and the Hidden Leaf out of danger. But he also lied about his involvement in the Nine Tails attack 16 years ago, saying otherwise that it was just a natural coincidence. Sasuke, regretting that he had killed Uchiha now that he knew the truth, decided to destroy the Hidden Leaf to force Uchiha into the life he lived. Invasion of Pain Arc convinced Madara, Sasuke and other members of Taka to start working with the Akatsuki, two groups that contain the destruction of the Hidden Leaf as a common goal. Before they could do that, however, he stated that the Akatsuki needed two remaining animals. Because Sasuke was still working on capturing Naruto, Madara sent Taka to capture the eight-tailed giant ox. After Taka left, Madara spoke to Zetsu, discussing Akatsuki's actions until then. He goes on to say that, although they have lost 5 talented ninjas in Akatsuki, all their efforts bring him closer to making his Sasuke. After Taka catches Jinchuriki 8-Tails Killer Bee, Sasuke gives it to Madara for the Akatsuki to clothes. During the extraction process, it is lowered to false. Madara is shown to remain silent, as Kisame comments that Sasuke has been deceived in his attempt to capture the Jinchuriki. 5 Cage Summit, Zetsu informs Madara of Nagato's failure to capture Naruto, his betrayal of the Akatsuki, and he sacrifices himself to revive the Hidden Leaf village he killed. Annoyed by the constant setbacks and wasting Nagato the outside road, Samsara Heavenly Life Technique, Madara sent Kisame to catch Killer Bee. Then go to face Sasuke, who takes Taka to the Hidden Leaf. Madara says they were wasting their time, Nagato for having destroyed the village, but convinced Sasuke to go to the Cage Summit to kill Danzo, the new candidate Hokage and conspirator in the Uchiha assassination. Madara orders Zetsu to lead Taka to the Iron Land, but when they arrive it is Zetsu who reveals their presence to Kage. While Sasuke fights Kage, Madara meets Naruto, who is also in the Iron Land. He tries to find out how Naruto is able to cause Nagato to have a change of heart, but is caught by Kakashi Hatake and Yamato. Instead of fighting, Madara tells them about the Sage of the Six Ways, the truth of the Uchiha clan, and the descendants of Sasuke into the darkness. They doubt the validity of what he said to them, but it persists, saying that Naruto and Sasuke had been fighting for days before disappearing. As Sasuke is about to be killed by Kage, Madara saves him. He sends Sasuke away while having Karen go with him to heal his wounds. Madara voiced her frustration that Sasuke was nothing more than a match for Kage, having hoped to bring them hostages to ease with his plan. He remains happy with the development of Sasuke's Mangekyo Sharingan in Susanu's resurrection. He then explained his fourth plan of the 5 cages in the Iron Land, his intention to reform the tailed beast back to the 10 beast tails. He would then become Jinchuriki and use his power to put the world under his control with Tsukimi's infinite. For that, he asked Kage 4 to give him Killer Bee and Naruto. They refused, until it marked the beginning of the Great Shinobi of the Fourth World War before disappearing. Madara was intercepted by Danzo as he fled the summit. Danzo has his bodyguards, Fu and Fu, fight Madara while he prepares. Despite being forced to erase his arm during battle due to the size of Nano-Fu's venomous insects, Madara could easily throw 2. Madara then teleports Sasuke and Karen to their location, showing Sasuke that he obeyed his word by giving him Danzo. Madara observes the battle and is happy when Sasuke is finally able to fully develop Susanoo. When Danzo was shown various Sharingan points and the title would release ability, Madara guessed that this meant he wanted to be able to control the nine-tailed fox demon. Madara also identifies how Danzo was able to survive the battle with Sasuke, Izanagi. Sasuke and Danzo finally quarrel, but Sasuke overcomes Izanagi and seriously injures Danzo. Happy with the result, Madara shows that she wants to take Shizue's eye, which is planted to the right of the Danzo friend's socket. Before he could accept it, Danzo took Karen hostage, and Sasuke did not hesitate to cut through himself to finally kill him. When he died, Danzo turned on the reverse 4 love sealing technique in an attempt to take Madara and Sasuke with him, but Madara was admitted in time to escape while also reminding Sasuke. Sasuke then states that they will head to the Hidden Leaf. Yet Sasuke is advised not to be reckless, and that despite Karin healing more serious wounds, she is still very battered and needs time to recover. He then grabs Danzo's body and even advises Sasuke to kill Karin if he really doesn't need her anymore because he knows too much about them. Sasuke simply stated that he never considered himself an ally of Madara. Madara dismissed the comment and teleported away with Danzo. In the lab, where the monster walls with many glass containers, each holding Sharingan's eyes in the liquid, Madara curses Danzo to destroy the Shizue Sharingan before dying as the final act of the second task, and even Madara hid in the lab. Then, after Madara acquires a new arm and notes that she must gather Rinnegan to prepare for war, the white half appears Zetsu, stating that Sasuke is in trouble. Madara then teleports in front of Team 7 and tells Sasuke to come with him and for Zetsuki-same to check and reunite with the other half, and decides to leave Naruto catching up for Sasuke. Kakashi Hatake then tries to get rid of Madara with Kamui, but Kakashi says not to try because that has no effect on her. He then leaves with Sasuke, who says he needs to talk to her. When they return to the base of the Akatsuki, Sasuke states that he wants Uchiha's eyes. Madara says that can be trusted with the wide use of Susanoo Sasuke. He then asks what changed Sasuke's mind, and Sasuke insists that he wants to destroy Naruto with full force, because the only way to reject Naruto is all in short. After transplanting Uchiha's eyes to Sasuke, he says that it will take time to recover and asks if he feels any pain. Sasuke says that he does not and states that he feels Uchiha's strength is flowing into him and that it is getting stronger. Locket Arc Jinchuriki. Sometime after the transplant, Madara Kabuto was found in a new form, and remembering how Kabuto was a traitor to the Akatsuki, Madara then rushed to kill him. However, he stops and is shocked when Kabuto returns to Nagato, Kakazu, Ichi, Sasori, and Deidara with the call, Foul World Awakening technique. He then asked Kabuto his reason for coming to see him, to which he replied that he had came to join Madara. Madara asked what he should benefit from the alliance, and Kabuto told him that it could help increase Madara's fighting potential by raising Akatsuki members. Madara asks if Kabuto wants a reply, Sasuke's answer, so Kabuto can keep researching ninjutsu. He then questions what will happen if he refuses, and Kabuto calls the coffin yet another with a stranger. Madara seemed disturbed. Kabuto assured him that no one knew about it. Madara praised Kabuto for engineering such a situation. He agrees to join Kabuto, on the condition that Sasuke will not be handed over to him until the end of the war. They both left to formulate a battle plan. He was then seen confronting and questioning Konan in a Megacure about the existence of Nagato's body, as it was his wish Rinnegan. After he refuses to comply, Madara admits that he is one, not Yahiko, in accordance with Konan, who created the Akatsuki and also gives the Rinnegan Nagato. In the next battle, Konan tries to kill them both by placing an explosive tag between his paper forms, with which he swallows them. Still, Madara saves herself, along with Konan, by teleporting most of the blast away, albeit at the expense of part of the wind-blown mask and right arm. After being asked why he and Nagato betrayed Akatsuki after meeting Naruto, Konan Madara says that he represents darkness, and he will even be the pillar to the bridge of peace that Naruto will build. He then turned on his secret technique, which separated the lake they were fighting against on a separate, surprising Madara. As it falls into the abyss, it tries to start teleporting. Konan responded by attaching some explosive tags to his body and detonating them, which made him from teleporting. He then realized that Konan had filled his technique with 600 billion explosive tags, and they would detonate a full 10 minutes. Realizing the situation he was in, he had to use Izanagi to survive after taking more damage, costing him to use his left eye. He appeared behind Conan after he had the personal paper of God technique had faded, and stabbed him through the chest with a pipe. He explains that Izanagi is a technique that the Sage of the Six Ways was created by manipulating the yin-yang chakra, and can only be used by combining both Uchiha and Senju blood. He withdraws for free, stating that Naruto is light and he will be the pillar supporting him, and trying to attack Madara again. He grabbed her neck and placed her under the genjutsu to find out where Nagato was being kept. After finding the bodies of Nagato and Yahiko in the temple, Madara Nagato was referred to as the third of the Six Ways and noted that the red hair trademark of the Uzumaki clan had turned white from exhaustion. When he saw that Nagato smiled even in death, Madara interpreted this as his further betrayal. Madara then teleports Nagato's body to a separate dimension. Then, after recovering her right arm, a broken mask with a different design and changing clothes for an old robe and armed with old dwarf hands, Madara had a brief encounter with Kabuto. When he received information from Zetsuki-same, Madara stated that it was time to catch Nine Tails. After a few words, Madara led Kabuto to the devil statue from Jalan Luar, where underneath was the body of Senju Hashirama. However, this corpse was meaningless, as it was created from a sample of meat taken from him by Madara, during their final battle. Once, it reveals to Kabuto 100,000 clones from Zetsu, most likely to fight the Shinobi allied forces. Soon after, Kabuto along with the reanimated Deidara set out to capture Killer Bee and Naruto. He then appears Kabuto asking why he brought him Yamato instead of Naruto or Killer Bee, but Kabuto explains that Yamato's lead will help him create more Zetsus, adding that it is better than losing an impossible battle. Madara is then seen with her missing left eye replaced with Rinnegan. He tells Kabuto to hurry up and start working, stating that his left eye is hungry to fight. Then it looks with Kabuto discussing the best method to use Yamato to their full advantage. Madara suggests using the Rinnegan human path ability to extract information, but collecting it will kill Yamato. Kabuto suggested using him to strengthen Zetsu clones, and that with the use of drugs and Madara Sharingan, they could extract information from him. After this incident, Madara and Kabuto marched to war.